What's up, guys? Shoot me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right in the chat box, please. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. What's up, Irfan? I need to learn to pronounce your name. I always feel terrible whenever I butcher names. Dean, David, Valentine, Corey. Don't want to butcher that one. Renegade. Probably Nathan or David. What's up, guys? All right. So we'll kind of run through a few things. Show you structures that are holding fine, but I don't want to personally, because I also get bored waiting for trades. I'm not perfect, so I do kind of want to do more proactive little swings. They're completely optional, and I just don't want people feeling the FOMO, because in the market it happens. Even if you're on Twitter and you see someone make 50% or 200% on some random coin, you have the FOMO. It hits you and it makes you feel like you should be doing more, but in reality, the fact of the matter is that holding, at least with big swing trades, will make you more overall. But I'll show you some things that I'm playing, and I will actually document each trade and let you guys know ahead of time what I'm doing. And I believe, maybe I'm crazy, but I think I can do it, and I've done it before. I will 10x, 6 figures to 7 figures. Hopefully we can do it sooner than later, but I think it would be a really cool proof of concept. And maybe I'd put the video live on YouTube after it's all completed. Just because, it's entirely possible. And yeah, so let's see. Zephy, wait until I change my name. No need to pronounce this one. All good. Brandon, what's up, guys? All right, so a few things I want to show you. We'll run through them. We can answer any questions. Super informal. And honestly, if we want to do another one where I go over actual charts, in depth and detail, a top-down analysis, we can do another live stream. Wednesday, Thursday, even tomorrow. I'll probably be a lot more active. My energy level is back. However, I still have coughing attacks, so I may pause the mic every once in a while just so I can cough really bad. It sounds silly, but I had pneumonia growing up, so I'm all good though, guys. So anyways, to kick things off, a few things I want to show you, and then we'll do some Q&A and leave it to you guys, and we'll talk about whatever you want, whether it's, staking or look at some assets, whatever. So overall, let me see. So looking at this fractal, and I know this is very, very unorthodox, guys, but I don't like going by the book and everything. That's just not the way I operate. You have to find things and kind of play with things as well. So I'm going to show you some very unorthodox, very unpopular ways to look at things of just what I'm seeing. And it does not have to be perfect. Sometimes, I'll have a daily chart on the left, and sometimes I'll have a weekly chart. And I'm just showing you patterns that exist. It does not have to have the same percent. I'm just showing you overall fractals, combining fractal analysis, of course, with the technicals of overall fibs and trends and channels and any type of pennant, flag, etc. So I'm not a big Elliott wave theory guy. I do respect it. I just think there's so many rules I can't keep up with it. So overall, ETH on the left, of course, we've had this massive, massive bull run, this giant ascending channel. And when I say ascending channel, for anybody new, just sloppily drawn, you can just kind of have this massive trend. And this is so sloppy. But anyways, you can see just a massive trend from even just this recent crash. And it's kind of staying within that structure. Does it break and then check down, keep going? All in all, this is a bull market. You cannot dispute that. Even if we did crash, people would call it a bear market yet again. But all in all, what I'm saying is when in doubt, zoom out, you see higher highs are being formed every single time. So for this one, instead of the 9 and the 21, I actually added the 50 and the 100 moving average because I just want to show some comparisons between these two. Then I'll show you XRP, and then we'll go over some of the alts and current trades. So right now with VeChain, keep in mind, this asset at its highest point from the wick went over 100x in the last year. And I know people love VeChain. I have some, not a lot, but all in all, these are the assets that are leading the way for me. So I'm much more confident buying them here, and even here for tremendous upside, but it does require holding. So notice we kind of see the structure from March 2020 coming down, watching the moving average, right? Cutting up through the one on the blue, and I'll just call them by colors, but just to keep it simple. So they're cutting up. Notice we kind of have the same type of structure. We'll just do a brush and kind of imagine them being similar moves, okay? So imagine if this structure right there is something like this, correct? We have this period and this period of consolidation. You can kind of see, that same thing, okay? And now we see this big little shot, this bullish continuation. And there's a few ways that you could look at this and be like, okay, well, who is ahead of who? Because obviously Ethereum essentially is kind of the king, besides Bitcoin, of this entire market. And so there's a few ways to look at this. All in all, you can kind of just measure fibs, and that's when I get there, I kind of measure the fib retracements. But now I'm going to pull up XRP, and I'll show you what I'm seeing for that, okay? So we're going to keep ETH on the right. And if ETH does go to 5K, you realize we're holding some ERC20 tokens such as RAMP, API3, a variety of other assets, I get incredibly bullish. I'll even compare EOS, Ontology, a few others, and some have absolutely crushed it, but it's showing me that I can get a better percent return with assets like Ontology, not just due to market cap, but overall just per the current position of their retracement. So let me pull up XRP. So we're just on the daily, and I know XRP is kind of a completely different type of chart. I know it looks ugly with that March 2020 crash and all these movements, but just keep an open mind. If you look at it and you need every structure to match, you're not going to be able to see it. So try to keep an open mind when you're looking at this. This is not what we're saying and why it goes up. This is just another little confluence, so to speak, okay? And it kind of helps looking at something with a creative aspect. What's up, Mikey? What's up, Beth? Okay, so now we already did VeChain. Now let's do XRP on the right and kind of compare to ETH overall this structure, and then we'll go over to the technicals, targets, and fibs. So we can see from here, Feb 2020, March 2020, just the crash that we all know and love, or we're terrified by. We can see the same type of structure, and now I'll actually just mark a few points off of what I think, and of course they can actually be inverses of one another, but so we have that March 2020 crash, pretty similar. We have this type of structure. And now this is the tricky part, like you could kind of switch and flip-flop between them, but all in all, I would say this type of move right here, watch where the MAs cross, it's very similar. Of course you could say it's this or this, but nonetheless, per this fractal, whether you read it, like we're here, or even down here, we have a lot more upside per XRP because it's behind in the pattern overall. So let me try to break it down and make it a little easier to read. So even coming in right here, maybe you guys will be able to see this, and I'll just stretch it out. Let's see. So keep in mind, one could be really big and one could be very small, but I just want you to have that same type of mindset, okay? So let's just say that this structure right there, that little, is similar to that. And you could read the same thing for there. We could even inverse it, actually. Let's do this, because I was playing with this earlier. Imagine if, hypothetically, we have right under there, and we're in this similar structure where we're climbing up right here. And what if that is actually right here? Now you could read it another way per the wicks, and you could see it up here. Nonetheless, yes, XRP should be well above $2 in this next push. And now we are just awaiting. I really don't want a consolidation period. It gets boring. People get shook out and they go and buy other assets. But all in all, you can compare the RSI. Notice they're both on the daily. And we didn't even see this RSI finally blast off again to get that next leg up. So we'll be waiting. There's just a few things that I could show you from there. But all in all, I kind of want to show you the other charts. All right. So let me look at my other notepad and show you a few things. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this one because I did it on my other monitor, but it's the same type of structure. I mean, imagine if we are somewhere in this period right now for XRP. ETH was blasting off months before XRP did. We've already had the retracements, we've had the levels, and then we've shown the monthly chart, and you can see additional upside. And keep in mind, I mean, XRP with Flare Networks in May and June, it seems like the perfect narrative that would allow also price to be moving. We're awaiting SEC the lawsuit and also potential relistings. And we're seeing a bunch of XRP on the move. So just want to talk about XRP because it's one of my favorite assets. I know we're not in current trades. It's just long-term holds. I'm not trying to sell it and buy back at, $1.20, $1.30. I'm just accumulating this one. Okay. Now, let me I'll show you ONT really quick. Then I want to go over RAMP. And it was something I was looking at the other day, and that's why I'm just so confident in it. Of course, it's a lot more volatile. It doesn't take much money to move in it, but I'm confident that targets get hit, even the longer term targets a lot sooner than others. But I will be taking profit with my mini trading bag at 80 cents. So, Ontology. So really quick, we're going to take a peek at Ontology, ONT, as well as EOS. And I'm using Bitfinex and Binance. So notice, monthly chart, this high was April 18 and, like April 18, May 2018, same type of thing. So very similar chart. We're watching that golden cross between these two. And notice that EOS's golden cross is a little further ahead, correct? We have a little more price action. It's a little further ahead and at least shown. Well, now we can kind of measure and say, well, who would give us a better return per the fib retracements alone. Now we could go to the weekly. We're going to stick to the monthly to be conservative. Obviously, could, ONT go right to $12 and a little beyond? Yep, but I want to cross that bridge when we get to it. I want to watch the project. I want to watch how staking, proceeds, and just keep a very close eye on all of that. And I do expect a Coinbase listing with a bunch of assets, no surprise, HBAR, Kava, Fetch, all of the assets, really out there, because they said that they're looking to add even 100 assets at a time in the future by end of year. So I think that would go hand in hand with a lot of things that we would see. And of course, kind of correlate to a pump. So what we'll do is this. So I'm just going to leave these highlighted boxes for, our target 1 and target 2. Of course, the wick, I know I didn't take profit or anything here, but notice the wick did in fact come right there and then reject it. Next time we get up there, I think we're easily going to blast past $2 and $3 very, very soon, per even comparing these two assets. And so we have the fibs drawn from the candle body, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, and notice we are still below the 236 retracement for ONT, whereas EOS is just beyond that, okay? And we're just using candle bodies. Could we use wicks? Yes, but they differ on each exchange. We are focusing on the monthly time frame here. So what it's telling me is this. Would I be surprised to get well beyond $2 again and finally make our way and get to target 1? Yes, absolutely. Or I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. And even other assets, we've gone through it, ETH, Monero, they're all at this full retracement. So now let's compare these two. If you like EOS, awesome. I don't think I hold any to my knowledge. And I'll just show you this. And this is what I'm focused on, ROI. I don't care if you can get more tokens than another asset. Maybe I care about market cap, but I care about ROI. So we're going to measure from current price of $1.94, $1.95. We're going to go all the way to the actual retracement. So that top one, so about 300%. Right between that April 18 price level, the same that was previous history for this asset, EOS. So 300% increase plus initial, that's a 4x your investment from current price, correct? Okay. So now we're going to take this ruler tool, current price of what, 675, give or take. Try to get as close to possible, 678. And we're going to go all the way up here. So about 150%. So do you see how, even if you like EOS, you trust its data, I trust Ontology's data a bit more, and I like the project way more, and specifically because Binance is backing it, and we know how much BNB and a lot of other Binance-based assets or even BSC assets have performed. And yes, I missed BNB. I missed a bunch. I sold a lot too early. Some I put into XRP, some I traded out. But overall, this is what I'm really liking. So notice with ONT, a simple asset, you can get 2 times better returns than EOS. So if you like EOS, awesome. I think it's easy to read and it could surprise us, but that's just an example. So I'm taking the fibs, measuring, and we've already had our targets from a bunch of other confluences. All right. And then actually, because I haven't done it, let's actually take a look at the RSI. So notice even EOS, its RSI is just a little bit higher. And we'll pull up Ethereum really quick. Hopefully this is a decent chart. Oops. We got the monthly. And so we'll go not wick to wick, but candle body, and we'll see where we're at. And same thing. ETH's in a league of its own. It's already going in route. So could this be possible? Because yes, there's a lot of ERC20 tokens. If this goes to 5K, it would not surprise me. I see a lot of other people saying 10K, 20K. Yes, I can see it, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Because overall, I just think I'm going to get a better return in a lot of these alts when some of this money comes back out of BTC and pushes us up for that next leg. Same thing for like QSP and a lot of these other assets with very small market caps, no doubt. Even Kava, it's been a boring one. I know we were in it at $1.30 a long time ago. Then we came back in it at like, what, $3.15 or $3.12. And then it goes to $7, then it comes back down. It's been boring, but guess what? I still believe it hits $20. And if you get bored, you can go back to the stock market. You can go back into an index fund. And even in 20 years, you're going to average 10% or 20% a year. Right now, this is very possible. If you want to take profits sooner and set, even if I give a target, you want to set a limit order below it and try to catch any wicks, be my guest. But right now, I just want to have my skin in the game, sit back, take aim, and really just await the targets. Okay? And so I'll show you, let's see. And also, Jev, I don't know if you're watching this right now, but I just wanted to say massive thank you as well for letting me know that like Constellation is no longer part of Moby. But I try to keep up with all those like hypergraph live streams. It's so much to keep up with, but I do know they're pivoting strategies. Nonetheless, I'm super excited for it. What's up, Yachty? Helion? Chris? Brannon? Yes, okay. So all in all, guys, ONT, I mean, you can look at everything. We even saw them on the news recently talking about DIDs, yet again, decentralized identity. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing, and I do have high hopes for this asset. And notice that ONT typically moves and pumps with NEO, because they're really kind of the same community members. We can study, let's see. All in all, I'm anticipating this stochastic RSI right there just kind of, hit, and we get that next leg up and start running sideways. So when ETH right there starts running sideways, what do we get? Bullish continuation. You can do the same thing on the daily and weekly. Assets like QNT and AVAX were doing this for us back in December, January. So same thing. And I've been saying this the whole time, like just on and on and on. It doesn't work all the time, but during the bull run, it absolutely does. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. I mean, notice we're just getting started for that golden cross. We're just getting started, guys. So like, even if we went back to $1.80, are we still going to $4, $5, even $8? Yes, I believe so during this bullish cycle. So everyone's going to be talking about ONT when it's up here, or other assets are going to be up here, but we were ahead of them, and we're just doing basics. We're buying low and selling at a higher price. I'm not trading leverage, so I don't have to pay overnight fees, and I'm not sweating about getting liquidated. I'm simply buying and holding. And if you want to stake these, go for it. I was staking a lot of ramp, but then I started moving it out and stuff. So all in all, I should probably actually stake my ramp while I'm waiting, but I think it just hits 80 cents pretty quickly. So I will be ready for my next flip, and we'll do some proactive stuff too. Let me see what else I want to show you. I could show you the ramp fractal really quick. Okay, so this was a few days ago. And I'll zoom in. This was on my widescreen monitor, so apologies whenever I take snippets. So this is going to be super weird and unorthodox for you guys, but just keep an open mind. So right here, we got ramp and tether, just doing a swing high, swing low, and this is on the 4-hour chart. Same thing for Ethereum, but we're using the weekly, and I'm just studying something. I was actually seeing something with the fractal and watching the moving averages that I did in fact like, and I was kind of just, and I was actually using other fractals, but that was when ramp was, 52 cents a couple days ago? And now we're getting a little push up at 60 cents, but overall I'm still seeing the same type of move. So let me pull that up. So ramp 4-hour on the left-hand side. Well, that's some moving averages. And then ETH. What was it, weekly? So we did 4-hour, swing high, swing low, and weekly, swing high, swing low. Yeah, same thing. This just reminds me of OGN all day long. So all in all, I'm just looking at parts, and I see kind of their fractals are replicating, and then I'm watching Ramp go hard announcing partnerships the past few days, and all kinds of new integrations, the pancake swap, and it really kind of just precedes what's yet to come, especially if I see something good with the chart, or I even see this golden cross occurring between the 50 and the 100 cutting up. It tells a story for me. Okay, so we're just going to go on the daily candle body. The reason being is because when these assets are smaller, like microcaps more so, and I don't know if you consider Ramp a microcap, but since it's still, it's not like it's less than 100 mil market cap, but I'm just going to focus on the candle body closure instead of wick to wick. Sometimes they do on smaller time frames, but let's just stick with that. Okay, so swing high, swing low, swing high, and then I'll get this guy fixed to the candle body. And I love the Fibonacci. Fibonacci is literally in everything. I think it's one of the most reliable trading tools to catch, reversals overall in the trend, especially in the bull market. So notice we're sitting right at the 382. No coincidence, one of the most common retracement levels there is in the fib. We have the golden cross occurring. What did we have for ETH? It was a kind of different shape, but we had the golden cross push up. Do I believe that these targets still stand for ramp in the future? Yes, absolutely. We can even see really the same type of structure occurring, and then it's sitting right on the 9 EMA, and that's what I love to see. So we'll see how long we consolidate before we kind of get that next leg up. But ideally, it looks very, very similar to me. I was comparing it to some other assets, and I like what I see. So notice this guy had a giant double bottom, and then this guy just had a mini double bottom right there. All right. Let's Corey, I'm pretty sure Constellation is now partnering with a project similar to 𝘗𝘈𝘬𝘐 that has a more aggressive approach. I heard that they thought 𝘗𝘈𝘬𝘐 wasn't. Yeah, and that's what I heard. It was probably a hypergraph, though. It might have been a month ago. The CEO of Constellation was talking about all of that, and they thought they were going to do like this type of vertical focusing on like the AVs, autonomous vehicles, and then they realized that nobody was working on what was it? More of like the endpoint side, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's no competition and they need this now. They need, like, Amazon needs people doing this and Ford needs people doing this, so they're really just kind of following supply and demand. So yeah, no, I high hopes for Constellation. I know, but somebody would hear that piece and be like, wait, they're not part of 𝘗𝘈𝘬𝘐, and then they'd construe it as FUD and they'd miss out. No different than XRP and people selling it when XRP was 20 cents because of the SEC lawsuit. The asset's been around for 8 years. It's not going around that easy, or going away that easily. Nick G, yeah, staking ramp is good besides the gas fees. Yeah, I think it's what, like still 28% APY, which is phenomenal with an asset that can still, you know, go up multiples. And then also guys, even I almost said APY, API3, per their stream a few days ago, they said their APY, APR, their, you know, overall return for staking when it does go live could potentially be up to 75% initially. That has me really excited. Not to sound like a moon boy, but just so you know, because Digital Currency Group, Pantera, and Hashed and all those other groups back API, I want to be careful because I'm always very conservative in this trading group with targets. I believe API3 is an easy 3-digit asset in the future, with a 10-year partnership of 400 banks throughout Europe and just doing it right. They don't care about hype. They're not even tweeting like crazy stuff or doing silly things. They're literally just gonna build a good project and let it speak for themselves. And even Digital Currency Group's probably kind of keeping it hush hush until the DAO, the sub DAO staking is live, and then you'll probably start seeing price move up quietly, and then boom. But yeah, the staking, the gas fees kill me on Ethereum. Thoughts on DOT? So Nick, I like DOT. I hold a little bit. All in all, though, it's just another one of those assets that I feel is way ahead of the pump, and so it's been just kind of insight for me. Like, see how we just absolutely took off. It was a different type of fractal. It's been one of those assets. Like HBAR, love it. I hold it, but for these specific trades, I already have my long-term holds kind of set, and I don't want to. I mean, you probably have upside. I mean, DOT could be 3 digits easy, but I'm just focusing on the ones that I can clearly read for this, you know, bullish cycle. Do you have any questions on DOT? Because I don't know like what kind of valuable insight I could give, but I know there's a bunch of building, but you know, everyone's waiting for that live project, and that's why everybody was going after like Solana. Hindsight's 2020. I would have just held and like got a bunch more Luna as well as Sol. Luna, Sol, Sun, Sun and Moon. How obvious could they have been for me? I still think DOT's very, very viable. They have a great community of builders and everybody's really excited. Brandon, can you look at WTC now that I've jumped into it? Yep. Let me see if I have anything over here. I already went over that. So WTC. I don't have it on this one. So yet again, we're just awaiting. I know it seems crazy because it's just come so far. I wish I got in this earlier. But all in all, and I used to own some like back here when we were at like 30 cents, then I'd sell it and chase something else. That was like last year though. That was probably like June, honestly. But all in all, guys, same thing. Everything looks good. We can compare it to other assets. Actually, I'm gonna pull up I could do Zcash. I want to see how this guy looks. This one is you know, Horizon Zen. It's backed by, guess who? Digital Currency Group, and that's why. I mean, same thing with Zcash, but the reason being is I knew we were talking about it when it was like around here. Obviously, it doesn't take a genius to predict when it goes up in a bull run, but I'm just showing you overall when we finally break out of the structure, just like QNT, HBAR, ADA, VeChain, it is game time, and right now we're still awaiting that type of push overall. So. Same thing, that's what I expect for all of the current assets. If you guys want me to go over them quickly or, you know, individually, I still see the same thing occurring. So we want that RSI to pop. Let's see where this monthly RSI is. See? Right there. during this bullish cycle, they're all going to catch up. And if you look, and this is based off of historical analysis, this isn't just guessing, this is looking at what we did back in 2018 and even 2017 if you have the history. But obviously there's way more alts that came in 2018. So we will patiently await. WTC looks good to me. I would not be surprised. I mean, come on, we're at $2 to hit that, $4.95 target at the very least. And go from there. I know there's a bunch of different types of exit plans, but everybody's situation is so different. And like one thing that you could do is just play with the numbers. Like if you had, 10K in an asset and it went up once you're at double your investment and you want to take out 30% and then take out 30%, after the next midterm target and then hold a portion for life. Like it's hard for me to kind of come up with a specific exit plan because usually I'll just grow my US dollar bag and then kind of sit back on the sidelines. Let's see. Nick, how you feeling? I'm good, just still a little fatiguey, tired, and still coughing bad. What's up, Dan? Okay, Zen. Yeah, let's check out, I almost said Zen. ZEC versus Ramp. Zcash is solid. I still think it's going to hit targets no problem whatsoever. And the thing is, since this one has so much data, you see how we even have this 50 MA being drawn? Let's just remove this because I know this looks so messy. Let me pull really quick and they'll go up to Ramp. And let me know what time frame you want to see if you see something yourself too. But I just want to show you ETH and some other assets. So this is monthly. This is monthly. Oh, we don't have enough history. Could go to the week and just kind of check it out. So this is another thing, and I know this probably seems silly to some like really experienced traders, but this is what I'm looking at. Notice we have this golden cross, the blue and the yellow moving. Same thing. This is why I think that Zcash is around here. I really do. So I think that Zcash can come, break this previous level, no problem. And so that's what I'm doing. I already hold some ETH, and I'm just not interested in buying it to get, and then go to 5K ETH. I'm not interested in buying Bitcoin in the hopes to go to 70K or 100K. I'm just playing these assets and playing the patterns and rotating profits. So, even from here, of course, we already had other targets marked. 250%, so that's 3.5x your money right there. Okay, we have targets much higher per the fibs, per even historical data, and all-time high prices on other exchanges. So they have some big backers. We know Winklevoss. We know a bunch of people. It would not surprise me whatsoever with their trusts, and that's kind of why I have high hopes for API 3 as well. So hopefully you guys see what I'm kind of saying. And we can draw different fibs, but all in all, do you see how we're kind of breaking out? The golden cross, it really just continues. And so this yellow would keep running, this blue would keep running, just like that, and break these other Fibonacci levels. So super, super cool. It has me excited every time I look at it. I know like if we'll just get into a trade and the asset's down 20% or something, and it's like a bad crash from Bitcoin, it's like, hey, are we still good? And when you go on the monthly, you're going to realize, yes. So, yep. And then let me do a ramp. Yeah, Kava still think goes to $20, which probably sounds crazy to some, but its market cap is still so tiny, so tiny. And if Doge can go to what's Doge's market cap? I don't even want to look. Oh my gosh! If Doge can go to 50 billion plus, is it that moon boyish of me to think that some of these assets can go to 1 billion market cap? No, not at all. So. Look at that, 50 billion. That makes no sense whatsoever. Irrational markets. But really quick, with the watch list, LPT was like about a 700 million market cap. Same thing, I'm telling you, with combining the fundamentals and even the chart with API 3. API 3, I don't know how fast it does it. Does it just do it overnight or does it take a while? We're at 100 mil market cap. So to get to 700 mil times 7, that's a $49, $59 API 3. Plus all the staking, there's only what, 20 mil in circulation? Yeah, like oh my gosh, 13. Very low amount in circulation. Staking should be starting soon. So I'm very bullish on this asset, at least long term, that's something that I will be staking. Same thing with DAG. I'll be doing whatever I can with that as they start going live and learning more about it. But I know everybody's been telling me to look at this one. I don't even know how to say it. This Trias, Trias, TRIAS. I have not looked at this one yet, though. I see the volatility and interest. I have a little watch list over here on CoinGecko. Most of them I don't own, but I do like to keep track of them. And LPT again partnered with Filecoin, both assets backed by groups like DCG. Yeah, Nick. I mean, if you like DOT, anything that's long term for me, it's only if I see tremendous upside and I can trust it and can set and forget it. That's how I feel about XRP, HBAR, QNT. I wouldn't be surprised one bit by DOT either. Have you noticed how... Oh, sorry, I need to do... Sorry, Dan. ZC versus ramp. Okay. But hopefully that helps kind of paint a picture as well. Just another little confluence, guys, to look at. And keep in mind, the craziest thing is this. So, this right here is January 2018. Same period, but we could even mess with it and do some other things. But anyways, I'll go to ramp. Limited price history on tradingview.com, unfortunately. So Dan, for Zcash and ramp, are you asking like which has more upside or like immediate opportunity? What are you asking? Or just kind of talking about them overall? Oh, short to medium term, please. Okay. So you're asking for those two, short to medium term. I mean, I'd be curious what your short and medium term is to you specifically. I like what I'm seeing, like just like what I showed you. Now we have the monthly cut in here. Would not surprise me one bit to keep running. I mean, we're due. We've even just had some recent interviews. When I watch the news pump out, you can always kind of predict, 1 or 2 weeks later, we get a nice push. And that RSI is still yet to go. And this is going to sound silly, but I was talking about it and charting it for those that have iTrust Capital accounts. And we were talking about Bitcoin Cash, and I don't remember what price we were talking about it at. But all in all, we still have room to run. We really do. At least for a good percent, especially if it's like with a large 401k. I think I marked targets over here. It's just hard for me to be bearish in a lot of these assets that are behind. What's up, Crypto Royce? How you doing? For your new trading after ramp, would you be interested in switching to a specific platform for trading? Using a bunch of ETH for uni for 30% moves is hard for bags that are smaller. So, Thomas, all I'm doing, and I'm just documenting, and, people don't have to follow the short-term 10x bag that I'm going to document. I'm just keeping it on Caleb and Brown. So I'm just literally emailing, sending a message to my broker. Hey, switch it, set a sell limit. So all I have for ramp right now, and I'll show you that because I forgot to show you the confluences. My bad. I know I posted them the other day, but I can probably find them. Oh, that's right there. But all in all, for other assets, 4 hour. So notice I went on candle body closure for 2 of them. Same thing for there, and then we rejected. Now we have a golden cross forming. I hope it happens tomorrow. I mean, we did go to the 618, but I want enough liquidity. So all in all, let's go right up here. I guess I did do wick to wick. Maybe I did. all in all, I'd be betting that we make our way all the way up to 80 cents again. But knowing ramp will just pump to like $1.30 and I accidentally sell here. But I just have my limit order with that 110x bag at 80 cents exactly. Right at the 702, high probability we push up to the 786 with this whole region. 80 cents plus. But if I'm selling, a fat bag out of ramp, I want to set my sell target a tad before everybody else. So yep, I am confident with that guy. I'm thinking to sell ZC and put it into ramp because I believe in growth faster than ZC. Can I split the then I can split the money 50-50? Yeah, and you can do that, and that's the same thing. Like sometimes I'll enter something and it would take off like ONT, and then all of a sudden right when I did, like that was when like Dia was down back to like $3. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was just the worst timing. And all I didn't sell at a loss. I just wait, and now it's right back up to where I needed it. So sometimes I just refuse to sell at a loss, especially in these assets when I know they're going to be going up to a return. So I don't want to make an emotional decision with like short-term emotions. So whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can comfortably track, that is completely up to you. Instacart on the side to help pay for my crypto investments. I know a lot of people that do that. Yeah, it's so hard to. Yeah, Patrick, I know some people are like, oh, this isn't going to last forever, like be bearish. I can be bearish after we hit our retracement levels for a lot of these guys on the weekly and monthly timeframes. This isn't me just on the 4-hour. This is looking at assets that are so far behind. And that's why like I'm so confident in XRP now that we finally got that big push. We're going to be hitting. And if I do see like Link and QNT and all of them get that next big push up, it's game time for our other assets. So I'll even be more comfortable going between the trades and reading additional data. Same thing for like Atom. And this is exactly what's going to happen, because I think we were talking about this back in February. We were around here on the weekly, and let me just pull up Kava. You can do same thing with ONT and Kyber Network, KNC, if you guys own any of that. I think Beth does, or maybe she asked about it or owns some. I forgot who. But there we go. Okay. I mean, same thing though. It sounded boring, and I was just sounding like a broken record saying the cup and handle, double bottom, golden cross, the 9 and 21. But it will occur, and this is literally forming a beautiful cup and handle, as we've shown time and time again. And so this is exactly what I believe long term. It's on the weekly. So this is something I posted on Twitter because I'm comfortable with like my grandma or mom, buying an asset like this. And I'd post like Kava, people like, you buy the worst coins. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's about a return, okay? So notice right here, we have this cup forming, okay? Got the handle, it checked down. Am I bullish? Yes. Do you think that we can get up to those levels? Yeah, and overall, I would much rather just use a fib. So we're gonna go, let's just remove all this because this is ugly. But all in all, I know Atom is just an amazing asset. I have high hopes for Kava. I really do, at least for this percent, and even with that Coinbase listing. So it would not surprise me one bit. Yet again, we're buying assets before they pump. Is additional insurance as well. I mean, you can measure the wicks. I'd be curious how those wicks actually look. And I mean, at least it's a weekly, but right here, right there, 4236 and 618, $19 to $21. That's just why I say $20 ballparking. And even look, the 50 moving average is right there under beautifully in structure. And the more this draws, we're going to see the 100 start drawing. It's like clockwork. So I believe that. I think we hit it. Of course, some draws differently. All the markets are different. It's not going to be the same. Every little, move and cup. But, that's not how things work. But of course, we did look at that. Yet again, guys, you can't make this up. See? Right here. So swing high, swing low. And look, we hit the 1618 per the wick perfectly and rejected. So fib retracements typically get met, but remember, we want to make sure that we put ourselves a little before that as well. But I'm comfortably holding Kava, especially with the Coinbase listing potentially coming. And that's not financial advice, but I do believe that Kava is legitimate and gets listed. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Irfan. And if you want to let me know how to say your name correctly, please let me know, because I don't want to butcher it. So I watched videos actually on AKT yesterday, Akash Network, and I was watching like two of them, the CEO discussing, and its connections, of course, with Atom and the Cosmos platform. So I don't think it's actually on this chart. So let me pull up it on CoinTrader. Let me show you something. I think I saw something cool. And this is where I usually chart like Ramp and all these other assets. So even with like Ramp, guys, see, this is what I was doing in my free time. I was doing all kinds of stuff. So let me see here. AKT. So now it's actually in that downtrend, right? The little correction around $5 to $6. I think it'd be a buy. Yeah, so I was already looking at this sucker. So I had some other confluences. What are we at? $5.60. I personally could see this following through perfectly right to the 702. Now, this isn't some crazy return, guys. Personally, maybe I could flip it, but I'd be holding AKT a lot longer. I'm just going to say Akash. So I would see this confluence absolutely rip up. And I was doing a few other things at the channels, and it corresponds with the 702 and the 786. So let's just see that percent return. Current price is $5.60. So say we got that around there, wrote it up, be like a little 30% flip. I think that could happen in, a couple days, at least 2 weeks or so. But all in all, I'd be looking at this asset that do the same thing that like Alliance Block and Ramp do, but its market cap is relatively higher. Let's see what's at. So he's around, look at this. So Kava is, just under 400 mil. Akash is 300 mil. The thing is, we're looking at like Ramp, basically half. A few other assets, but keep in mind, we've seen other assets that pump way harder, and it didn't matter in the market cap. The chart showed a high target, and it was hit. So we will see. I want to look more into it a bit more, the cloud computing aspect, but I did like what I heard, and a lot of my buddies in the community and people even on Twitter that you guys know, like really smart people, they back it. So once they back it, I definitely take a peek at it. So I know I'm probably late to the game, but I've seen some high price predictions for this one. And why? Well, it's because a few things. If they're really going to be working with Cosmos, look how high Cosmos's market cap is. It's already about $4 or $5 billion. That's crazy. So if they're going to be one of the main partners, Akash, it's such a tongue twister for me, wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. So I know some people have called this, called out and said a $50 price target. And I've played with it and looked at the fibs and the highest impulse levels. Perhaps long term, but right now I'm just focused on my other one. So I'll have to look at this one though, and I might buy a bag. I mean, we know it's forming. It might even get that next leg up pretty soon. Gate.io. I've used BitThumb and Gate.io, but I don't like leaving large amounts of money on this exchange, so it always makes me nervous. I had a story. I've heard a few stories actually of some people that had a bunch of crypto, like assets, I'm not going to name any, but a lot that mooned this year, and they left it on Gate.io for like a year, came back and it was gone. So just be safe, guys. Makes me nervous. All right. All right, what questions we got, guys? Thanks for your efforts, KC. We know you've been sick. Yeah. Yeah, but of course I get sick, and then the market goes down, and I didn't even see the BTC chart, and then I felt terrible about it. Just swapped EOS for ONT. Oh, great. Now, well, guess what? Now, Tyron, EOS is going to pump. So nice. But no, I'm a lot more confident in ONT ontology for sure. But EOS does have a lot of big institutions, so maybe I shouldn't count them out. Either way, you want to return. There's been assets that I've bought, and then others outperformed it by another 10-20%. But keep in mind, guys, what I'm focused on with this trading bag is I already have my long-term holds, and I hope you guys have long-term crypto that you just love and you decide not to touch, and you're profitable. And this is what I'm focused on, growing my US dollar bag. So with Ramp, and I'm literally documenting it, I'll attempt to as soon as possible with the 10x bag. Maybe if I just held Ramp for 2 years, what if I actually made more than me just generating a mil? It's very possible. But at the end of the day, this is just about staying profitable and capturing these trends. So to be a really good trader, you don't have to know, like on the 4 hour, you don't have to be able to read every single little candle body movement. That's a joke. You have to be able to capture the macro trends. So I'm not doing leverage trading. I'm not, scalping on 30-minute time frames. it's a lot more just powerful to understand the tokenomics, because people were paying attention to Atom, they were paying attention to the staking, and I wasn't. I held it. Well, I still have a little bit, but I'm talking minute, like barely any money. But I was staking some for a bit, and then I got shiny object syndrome, and I went into another asset, and then boom, it rocketed. So coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, all in all, I think I'm fine too, because we're all in the crypto market, but just have to capture these trends. Cup, and sometimes there's one more cup, and then it kind of peaks up, so we'll see. I don't know about Atom right now. I know people are calling for, you know, 140 bucks in this bullish cycle. I would love it. Okay, awesome, Irfan. Do you intend to cross that bridge when we get closer to the end of cycle? Wait, Renegade, let me see if I missed your question before that. Let's see. Do you intend to cross that bridge when we get to the end of that cycle? Cross that bridge. What bridge? Sorry if I missed your question. I'm trying to... What's your opinion on DOT, Chetty? I like DOT. I haven't kept up with it as much as I should, though. So if there's anything wrong or not as much building, I haven't kept up with it. Last I heard and last I've watched is, you know, they're doing good. Just like, you know, Cardano, looking to build and get things really going, get things live. I know they have a huge community of developers, and you know, ETH is still pumping. I hope the proof of stake migration is successful, but higher ETH goes, the more bullish I get. I'm still comfortable with a lot of ERC20s, just like API and Ramp and all these others. And Ramp's also going to probably pump even more because the Binance Smart Chain integrations. Corey, do you know if Caleb and Brown are trading DAG yet? No, I have not heard if they are. I would annoy my brokers so much because, you know, it's on KuCoin and a few others. I want them to be able to trade Constellation so badly. But they said just from like a security outlook, they're still, you know, waiting. Okay, so Renegade. Sorry, Kevin, maybe the message didn't go through. This was my question. Do you believe a target for ONT at $30 this bull cycle is reasonable? Well, see, I know people ask, and that's a great question. I know a lot of people say, hey, Kevin, what's a realistic price prediction for XRP? And I kind of like, honestly, I'm like, I couldn't tell you because I didn't think Doge would go past 10 cents or 40 cents, and it did. So markets are irrational. You know, I could try to sound conservative and convincing, but at the end of the day, the assets are going to do what they're going to do. So ONT, right now, I comfortably see our first two targets. If you love the asset and you want to stake it and you think our bullish cycle is going to last another year, hold it, you know, do what's best for you. But all in all, I comfortably can see, and this is just candle body closures, and get up to that level, obviously. But I basically I'm betting $8. That's when I would even take profit with some of it. But please, guys, if you're over leveraged, if you're over invested, there's nothing wrong with getting your initial investment out at early prices, just so it's house money. And notice this 4.236 shows $30, and this isn't even wick to wick. That wick to wick was like $50. So I'll believe it when I see it. We can play with the math and, you know, look at market cap and play with those numbers, but it is just going to be a day in waiting. I know they've been. I just like this chart. See this? I like looking at ONT. Somebody will tell me to look at another chart, and the all-time high will be here, and the asset will be like up here, and it's because everybody's talking about it. When everybody's talking about it on Twitter, I'm not as attracted, at least when it's a higher market cap. Look at that volume. In and out. Even if this group, we had millions and millions of dollars, we could sell out of this instantly. Instantly. That's why I like it. Even Caleb and Brown said this is nice and liquid to get out of, so 1.5 market cap. I remember we were at just $1 billion. I think this one has good upside. And they've been working with the DIDs, like focusing on decentralized identity for a while. I feel like I want to go over some better charts and like give you guys a little better value for this one. I'll probably chill here. You guys can leave whenever, but I'll probably just do some charting and answer questions whenever I see it. Because I know the other ones were like 2 hours, hour and a half. So I'll answer any questions I see and kind of just look at some charts. DAG is just forming that flag. I'm just waiting. We've seen other assets, remember, they hit, they reject, and then they finally blast through the 3618. You know what other one? It's just, I don't like putting a lot of money on exchanges. I've been looking a lot more at like LCX, and I kind of want to get some. I do like that volatility. I'm bullish on this one. And not just because their partnership with DAG. Let's see. So, okay, let me look at. I gotta update the prices for the pin tweet. So, or the pin message in Telegram. So, we got Kava, Zcash, Filecoin, ONT, Dia. Dia's just been such a long waiter. I'm waiting for that thing to go over $6. DAG, QSP. I think I'm gonna love QSP. You might find others that do more, but QSP I can read very, very clearly. I love how clean that chart is. And nobody's gonna go over go after something like that when it's kind of been that boring, but I can see it perfectly. Ramp and Alliance Block, I think they move together. I'm confident in those guys. Then API 3, full transparency for API 3. So I will treat it, like I'll share it for trades and taking profit opportunities. But API 3, XRP, and DAG are kind of, for me, going to be the ones that I'm going to do long-term holds with. So when I do take profit with, Dia and other assets, I'm planning to actually just roll them into my longer-term assets and stake and just compound those returns as well. That's just my personal choice, though. Let's see, which one did I have? Notice we finally got some data getting drawn over here. We're getting pushed up beautifully right under the 9 EMA, finally getting pushed up. I think I had another chart because I like this one better. And they don't have to stay in this ascending channel, by the way. They can break out well beyond it. We've seen assets do it. So let me pull up the daily. Even this trend, just back test. I actually want to compare this with live peer. I think we did a poll and not a lot of people were holding Kava anymore, unfortunately. I'm still confident in this guy. Market cap is still small to me. LPT, I think it's under my green list. Yeah. I'll get rid of all these pretty lines. Well, actually, I keep them. But again, like LPT was that another example. Cup and the handle. So actually, now that I'm seeing it, let's pull up Kava. So that's why what I'm saying, like Kava, typical TA guys with the cup and handle. That's why I get bullish with these cups. And I know we showed it during the last live stream, but that's what I like to see. Pulled some profits on assets on bin. So Frank, what's up, Frank? Could you go a bit more in depth on all the extra stuff you do when digging into a chart? You always say it's not all you do, you being relatively new to charting. I'd like to know a bit more of what you do. Good question, Patrick. So, all in all, I mean, basic boring stuff, top-down analysis with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin governs the market. And, I mean, now in this bullish cycle, let's actually pull up. So we'll go on this side, and we'll pull up Kava and BTC chart. This is an example. You can do it with any other asset. I haven't looked at Kava BTC in like a really long time. I don't know if I like that exchange though. History. But I mean, ideally, a top-down analysis. So I mean, we've already seen Bitcoin leading the market, and the reason is like some of the really like cycle-based traders. You can just look at the historical growth. Every time we get a run, it leads to this alt season. So really, I mean, just playing it safe. You're looking at the historical alt season and historical alt runs and comparing, you know, altcoin dominance, BTC dominance, and once this runs, it's just due. And even if it pulls back, we're gonna get an alt season. So it's not like, so I mean, during this period, we're just kind of waiting for it to pop, but now we got that confirmation, that validation. It's game time, going from 3K, 7K, all the way to 57K. And then, I mean, Ethereum at all-time high. So, I mean, I guess I'm looking at the structures and realizing we're breaking out and creating all-time highs, and I'm attacking the other assets that have yet to do so, that have already shown that they did that in 2017, 2018, and then some others that are brand new assets that came out like around here. Their fractal, or sometimes their data, will match that same period, or it'll start matching this or there, and I'll be able to kind of size it up and find where it actually fit and like go from there. So wait, let me show you for comp an example. Actually, I have Kava BTC and I know I'm all over the place, but let me show. I guess we could do add a BTC and see how that looks. I could do the same thing with like Phantom FTM. See, this looks like DAG almost. Like it almost makes it look like Atom's got room to push again versus BTC dominance. But just as I showed, remember Atom was higher than Kava, and we're kind of betting now that Kava will go up and push up to, you know, $8, $10, etc., make its way. Same type of thing. Notice the 50 moving average is coming up. I'm absolutely betting for Kava to make it up to these levels, to push up to that 30-40%, get over that dominance, and ideally reach those all-time high, you know, levels per BTC dominance. Just like we were in August 2020, right? But like, you know, kind of the end around that DeFi boom, the DeFi bubble, and then we kind of had that mini crash. Same thing. So I'm looking at assets that are similar, comparing them, but then also looking at some historical analysis, using fibs as much as possible. Even here, like when you're looking at something, I don't use trend lines a lot, but I will use channels. You're just watching out rejected. And I mean, if it closed a body down here per historical data, that's in free fall. You don't have anything else to bounce or support, so I would get nervous. But notice that it's still climbing, holding structure. It's still going up in this route. Makes me confident seeing that. Overall, I mean, you could draw a triangle. I love drawing triangles, but I just kind of, I look at them in my mind instead of just drawing them all the time because I don't feel like deleting it. So that's something super basic, ascending structures, making sure RSI is good. Sometimes when these stochastic RSI right there, you can just do historical data, get a little push up, or actually when it comes down, when it pops back up, you get that next uptrend. I don't know if you can see it looking down there. Just a bunch of things, really comparing assets, but also combined with historical analysis and then like fractal analysis, and then combining the fundamentals of just, you know, everything we've learned in crypto. Roadmap, when it's going to launch, all of that. RDD. Did I look at that one before? Oh yeah, I think someone had me look at this one. So do you know if this is still like an active asset and they're still building and working and everything? I'll give you my 2 cents in the bullish scenario, of course, because we're seeing other assets make their way, so let's kind of check it out. So RDD. Oh, looks like I already had something already marked. What was this? Oh, I guess I did look at this guy. So what I like about this one is kind of similar to like Ontology and some other assets. Notice we're finally getting to the 236. And just like many other assets, we're noticing, XRP, there was a period where everybody was worried. And, we're not sure if XRP is going to make it. So let's go to the weekly. And there was a period, swing high, swing low, that XRP was below the 236. So, yep, even look at this. Even we didn't get past the 236 for XRP until like 86, 87 cents. So there was that same type of period. So even comparing these two assets, and I'm just going to leave the 50 and 100 moving average on just for these time frames. You can see we're approaching the 236. And ideally, I mean, we've already made it to 50. XRP 702 is 236. I think that we can get up to here during this bullish cycle just because of historical analysis from the last 1 or 2 bull runs. And you've seen XRP on Poloniex going all the way from there. So I would be betting the same thing. There's not a lot of volume. It wouldn't take much. Look, $1 million in volume. It doesn't take a lot to push the price up to those levels. The question is, do you have enough liquidity to actually sell out slowly without, tanking the price? Market cap's still big, though. That's a sizable market cap. It does look pretty similar, doesn't it? Right to the 382. Yeah, these two do look very similar. Let's see. How is everything looking at Phil? So Filecoin. Yeah, I'm just holding that one. I've been seeing announcements left and right. I like what I see. Overall, I think that we can get another push if we're lucky. I'm just not I'm not going all in at these levels since we got in at like $40. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting. I like how it looks. Every exchange still lists it for good reason. These are one of those assets that sound really boring. Everybody's going to be looking at the new hot crypto, and this one will just kind of steadily climb over time. And then all of a sudden you're going to look back next year and be like, whoa. So all in all, I like it. Targets still stand for everything that I've shown in the past. I still think we can get to $600 and even 1,500 plus in the long term at least. When you compare Tether and change it to BTC, is it better to use BTC if it has more historical data? Overall, David, so I'm just I'll compare between the assets. So during this bullish cycle, we're anticipating, after being bottomed out for so long, like, let's do this. Watch. I'll just remove all this for like OGN, and I'm going to remove these guys because I can't stand looking at that many colors. So we're just going to show the comparison. I guess we could do XRP, but I want XRP to Moon first before I show you that. So OGN and BTC. Okay, now this is going to sound very weird, but this is what I'm seeing. So back then for OGN, and I'm not like in active trades with OGN or anything. I'm kind of like basically most of my money's rolled out into other ones, even if this guy does keep going. Awesome. Because it could. There's been so many good announcements. But notice, this guy already performed very, very well versus the dollar. So let's see, February 8th. After being bottom for so many years, guys, essentially when the bull run happened, we already had Bitcoin at these huge levels. You're betting that the dominance will start increasing. And of course, we're looking at staking, looking at everything between. And it almost looks like, right, US dollar pattern is ahead, showing what's yet to come. Let's do this. Notice it consolidates right in that box, no coincidence. So watch. Right in there, that period. Do the same thing. So all in all, I mean, I think they're very similar structures. Could alts get that next leg up as ERC20 tokens and get that next big push? I know this is so unorthodox. This is the cryptocurrency market. This is what I'm seeing. That's only another 100% return versus Bitcoin. That's nothing for ONT or OGN, excuse me. I almost said ONG as well, the token for ontology. So many tickers. But all in all, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing dominance increasing for altcoins versus Bitcoin. The reason being is because we've just been in a multi-year bear market, $1 billion market cap. it's almost game time for some of these other assets that are at least even doing some basic utility or NFTs to get some value. And Tether keeps printing. We're at 52. We were at like 31 like 2 months ago or something. That's crazy. Okay. I can look more at Filecoin, David. But all in all, I'm just kind of looking at the other guys. His structure looks a lot like very similar to some other ones, though. Still got my alert set at $2, or you know, $250. All right, when you compare to USD, I already did that. Bill was asking about TrueBit protocol. True, apparently solid white paper. Let's see here. And James, I'll answer Hack in 1 second, man. I hope you're well. So True. Is this actually let me go on the other chart just to make sure. Go to CoinGecko. True. Is it TrueFi? TrueBit protocol. Right there. True. TRU. My bad. All right. TrueBit protocol. So sometimes instead of the ticker, you actually have to just say TrueBit. Oh, this thing just dropped. I can't read this bad boy. Unless he's been around for a while, but I just, maybe not that chart specifically. Is he relatively new to uni? Just came out. I'll have to read the white paper. Might be a solid one, and I mean a good little pumper. If that volume is true, I'm impressed. A lot of volume. I don't know. What? That seems pretty crazy. TrueBit protocol. TrueBit. I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing. I can't give any valuable insight for this one. Just kind of launched. No historical data. And I'd have to probably read a lot about it. LPT, live peer right here. Plasma. Okay. I'll leave this tab up to look at it. All right, what else we got? So James, with PAC, I don't know if I went over it last time. I don't own any. I don't know anything about the asset. I know I have a lot of buddies that, you know, own it. I know a lot of people talk about running nodes. I wish them well, but I just, oh man, actually, I do like that 4 hour. But let me go back to like a weekly. So all in all, these guys that have taken off from candle body closures, they're already at like a really high retracement level for me. If you're a trader though, I mean, you could, you know, you might be able to make bank in this bull run with this type of flag, but I'm just not comfortable going into it at these levels. But I'm also stubborn after I miss like a quick 10x or something. Well, how high has he gone? Yeah. So since December 2020, he's gone up well over 60x. I just can't bring myself to throw like a big trading bag into it. To chase it when I can comfortably read these other assets, at least that I'm in. But the 4.236 would be about 3.5 cents, 3.7 cents. But I did not like the exchanges available last time I saw. And that can, obviously, that can change quickly. I don't like the exchanges available for DAG Constellation either. Volume's just a little low. Market cap's pretty big, so you know, I'd be curious. I just want some more exchanges. I'll have to look more at it, but overall, I'm not going to be throwing big money into pack. Just from what I can see on the chart, somebody else might have a different style and go all in. Dean, are you talking about scalping in this video? So overall, I mean, just what I'm showing you. So let me go up to ramp. I mean, you could do scalps and play 30 minutes, 1 hour, and try to play with the volatility. But what I'm just going to do with ramp right now is more of a quicker trade instead of waiting for longer term targets of, you know, $1.50, $3, etc. Is I'm just going to play that fib retracement really quick. So even from that recent high, we'll go all the way from there. I just like the position. I know we topped out at like, you know, $1. We're easily going to get back to 80 cents. We might even go to the 1618. I'm just going to play the short term. Whereas I'm going to catch that golden cross and just sell out at 80%. And I know, guys, I showed you like my bag for an example. Or actually, what was I at? 50 cents initially? We'll say 51 cents. So my right there is like, you know, 50, 60% trade. So let's just say 50% return. I think I have to get 6 or 7 more of those, and then it's $1 million. So I'm not going to try to make 10 trades a day because it's just too much stress. I just want to set and forget. So with that one bag that I showed you guys, and I'm doing like a video. So I did like a 5-minute video, and now every trade I do, I'm going to upload like a 1-minute segment and show what I did, and show exactly, you know, the game I was playing. So we'll get there. I'll sell out, sit on my hands again. Might even be a couple days where I don't do anything. And I wait. Because what happens if I, you know, went into ramp at $1 again and went down, then I'd have to wait for it to go back up. So sometimes just waiting will pay off the most. And then what happens if another asset like, you know, SXP during that period came back down and did some type of crazy, you know, back test at these levels? I'd re-enter that, ride that up for 40, 50%. So very, very powerful stuff. And it's just, you know, waiting. Doesn't take as much like physical will. It's just kind of sitting on your hands and letting targets hit. And this is another one. I mean, just like Kava, I know I've compared this one in the past. I see the same thing with that cup and handle formation as we discussed and getting that pop. So I know it's already been running a bit, no surprise. But we still have yet to go. We haven't even hit that 1618. And Kava did. But still Kava's kind of playing around. So very, very similar in terms of target potential. I wish I was in this one a little earlier, because it does have some interesting backing. I don't know a bunch about the project, but I do like the chart. Yep, so I will not be surprised. Remember, today is May 3rd. I would not be surprised one bit if this guy runs to, you know, $10 or even bigger prices like Kava by end of year. We'll see if he can blast off soon, Monero. I don't own any Monero right now. I'm not really interested in it. I'm a lot more confident in just kind of playing those other guys we're currently in. Zap's a weird one. I must have used the monthly or something. Yeah. All right. Hey, Kevin, what do you think about Curve DAO? So, Beth, everybody's been... oh, wait. Sorry, Corey. Let me see few other questions. Sorry about that. Sorry, Kevin, my stream was delayed. All right, so Dan, what do you prefer more, Kevin, Ramp or Zcash? If I had to pick one, oh man. It would probably just be, because I don't want it to like sway your opinion. Whatever you find and value the chart, go for it. I think that both have a good 2 to 3x at least during this bullish cycle. Could Ramp do it a lot faster, thanks to Binance and a smaller market cap, and also with the 1-inch limit orders, kind of setting a price floor. I would assume so, but I've been wrong before. Zcash could take off any minute and start going. So, me personally, biased, and please understand, I just told you I own a lot of Ramp. I would pick Ramp just because I can kind of see it clearly, but that is a completely biased answer. Because some people love Zcash, and keep in mind the success case for Zcash is still very big. Same thing with Monero. All right, LTX. Corey, I'm still learning about Lattice Exchange and all that. It's microcap. Market cap is still so small. I would not be surprised one bit if this thing goes to $10. But I still want to see more data. I want to understand the fundamentals a bit more. I know they're trying to lower gas fees off the Ethereum network 70 to 80%, and all that. Let's see. Do I have him over here? Yeah. So very limited price history for me. But he's such a little guy. Look at that market cap. 28 mil. So I would assume, as DAG gets some success and, Lattice by end of year, I think this guy goes. And the crazy thing is this, a 10x from here. I might throw some money at this one, but from a trading perspective, it is still hard for me to, read clearly. I'm not gonna throw some fibs and stuff, but I just want to ensure that as soon as DAG gets some listings and stuff, yeah. DAG 10x's and goes to 80 cents. This guy 10x's and goes to $10. Still 280 mil, 300 million market cap. That's still way smaller than Kava is today. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. These are one of the few groups that's actually working and not just worried about promoting their socials too. So I like that. I mean, he's just getting ready. Look at that coiling up. Keep in mind, all trend lines, triangles, they're all just kind of sloppy representations. This one is so clear. QSP, so clear. All right. What do you think about Curve DAO for short medium term? I don't know enough about it. I've absolutely looked at it, but anytime I saw, sometimes I was like focused on another asset. Let me pull them up. I think it's CRV, right? Yeah. I'll throw him on the watch list. So I don't know enough about this guy. I don't care if his market cap's huge. It probably just means he's a lot more valid than a lot of other assets. And by huge, it's not huge, you know what I mean? Just under a bill. Ooh, I might be really happy that you're pointing this one out to me right now. I'll pull this one to read about it. Look at the guide as well. I wish I caught that one like way last year, Ave. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, I like this one, Beth. I like how it looks. I just want to understand the tokenomics and stuff, but overall chart perspective, yeah, definitely shows upside. Let me see if there's any other price history. I think somebody, and I'm sorry if I forgot somebody's name, but somebody was showing me this, or maybe it was you and you showed me a while ago. But this, love the cup forming. I mean, arguably you could say it's another cup too. I'd be bullish on this one. I'm gonna look into this one and maybe I'll add a bag. Maybe I'll go after this one after ramp, if I like its position still. Huh. Leave view open. So look at curve. Look at TrueBit. Okay. Yeah, that's bullish for me. For me, that is bullish. Yeah, I'm just gonna go from here, actually. I've seen other assets do this and they reject the 618, come back down, consolidate, and then they pop off and get that next push. Oh, look at this one. I mean, even per targets, you know, $10 would be no surprise, but I want to like time it a little better. Good sign once the stochastic gets up here. If we can run sideways, we get that bullish continuation. And it's cool that you point this one out because it's kind of just been doing nothing for a while. It's trending sideways in this massive channel. Showing some strength after the golden cross. Yeah, thank you. I'll have to look at this one. CRV. I've seen it everywhere, and I've heard people talk about, you know, all kinds of DAO stuff, so I'll have to look into this one. You know, a question I see in several chats, people asking if passing an all-time high is considered MS1. Maybe you can explain that with some of these cryptos still behind. Still MS1. I don't know how to answer that. Like, I think I know, but I don't want to sound stupid, so I'm probably going to Google it and answer a little better for you. Because for me, like, even when a crypto forms an all-time high, it doesn't mean it's bearish or bullish per se. I'd be still looking at the chart overall. Like when XRP goes past all-time high, I'm not going to become bearish because there's still big impulse levels to get hit during this bullish cycle that I think get hit. Sure thing, James. Ugh. Let's see, Corey. Kevin, your thoughts on XDC, please. So I'm not going heavy into it. I still own some, but kind of missed that massive pop. I think I have it over here somewhere. Limited price history, so maybe I'll go to the other one. I'll just go over here. But good asset. I don't keep up with it as much as I should. I just have a lot of like smart people that I do know keep up with it, and even like, you know, Anders L is on game, even on like crypto Twitter and stuff. So I trust it. If they can capture, like for long term, if they can capture liquidity, yes, it's going to be a winner. It's going to be a beast. So even when they like blast off, we were just looking at other assets doing the same thing. They're here and they're kind of like around this period of consolidation, waiting for the next leg up, and that's exactly what it did. But it went parabolic and then did a retracement. But this isn't even going to shake me out. I would just be probably comfortably holding XDC for the long term. You know, I kind of see it in tandem with like kind of like XRPQNT, but I haven't done my research as much. But what I've heard, utility is solid, provided they can capture liquidity to make it actually viable for the market. So we will see. I love looking at these crazy R3 pivots after they just have a massive rejection. 20 cents? Hey, VeChain did it. Why not? It's the same thing. What if it is just like, what if it just replicates VeChain? That'd be funny. Let's see. So just in November 2020, we were at 1 cent for VeChain. Even last year, oh my gosh, fraction of a penny. From the candle body closure alone, 80 or 8,000%, 80x plus in a single year, 80x plus. We're just getting started for specific alts. I know VeChain, you know, a lot of people back it with the utility, but I feel the same way with a lot of the assets we're in. And this is that other guy I got to look at. I should probably learn how to say it before I start saying it. TRIAS. Climbing, ascending channel. So that's why I'm not worried one bit by even like ONT. Because, I mean, same thing with ramp. Roppy's just volatile. It's an ascending channel. We're climbing. Steady, steady, steady. Not worried about it. We're going to make our way, just like the monthly shows. That golden cross will still come through. Just like all these others on the monthly. Not on the daily, not on the 4-hour. The monthly. Same thing with this guy. He'll be reaching those targets. Why 2020? I just want to see something. Let me. $618. Yeah, I'm so confident with ONT. So confident. All right, guys. If there's any other questions, we can do another live stream and I'll have like actual charts set up. I kind of wanted to go through, catch up, start things off right. Beginning of the month, I wanted the weekly to close and see where we were at. Again, all those other pullbacks that freaked people out, even, you know, Dia, we still came right back. So as long as you didn't panic sell and even you know, panic sell, you see we're still in the ascending channel, and we had the channel, and notice it dropped out of the channel, came right back in. Moving averages keep it strong. We're still pushing up. Buy and hold. So it's pretty simple, but the emotions, you know, sometimes aren't. I mean, look at that. Wait, let's just look at this volatility crash. Look at this crash. I know we already retraced nicely, but even from, let's say, we'll just do this recent high. April 18th. There's a 45% crash in just a matter of days. And then shortly after, what happened? And of course, you don't know exactly where the bottom's going to be, but even from that wick, give or take, it's about a 70% increase. But that's why I'm not going to be focusing on like too much of the day trading. And obviously this is when I was still not feeling so hot, to be honest. So I was just completely out of it. The ascending channel is going to hold. So I'm not worried about it. And we're going to get those targets. And we've already seen historically, they don't have to stay in here. They can pop up here and just start going. But this is showing that the structure is still holding all in all. So that's why I'm very, you know, confident in it. I'm seeing partnerships left and right. I'm seeing developments, BSC integration. So we will patiently wait. And remember, when we're betting on BSC integrations, I mean, we're betting on a lot of the money that is based here with BNB as well. So BNB, you know, digital currency group with Coinbase and Kraken. That's what I'm focused on. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions. But yeah, Mark Tan. So XTC, I like it. I know there's a lot of FUD, but I've seen a bunch of FUD in the past with a lot of assets. I've seen FUD with XRP, QNT, HBAR, a lot of assets. There's FUD with every stock and every investment opportunity. If there wasn't fear, it would not be an opportunity. Yep. Thanks, Beth, again for showing me Curve. So I'll be looking at that one, Curve Dow as well, CRV. So I'll be peeking at that one. That might be a good buy. I don't know anything about it though, so I'll have to look at it. Tyrone Freestone, you are the Will Jim. Crypto coaching, thank you, man. No, I am not though. Work in progress, trying to lead by example, but I'm extremely, extremely confident with the current trades hitting target, and that's my biggest thing because I personally am at that point, like I don't care if I lose a lot of money on a trade because I know I can get it back, and I know even during the bear market for the rest of my life, I can make 20% a month. Easily. But in this market, I'm just so focused on as long as you guys don't panic sell and you just hold, you're going to be in profit. So I'm really confident in doing that, and I'm going to stick with that. And all in all, I will literally show, I'm not going to change my mind or back out. I will literally show the ramp trades. Even if my ramp trade, and I'm trying to 10x it from 100K right now as an example, and that's just one small trading bag as an example to start off with. If it even goes, all of a sudden I lose money, I'm going to document it. I'll show it in each trade because guess what? Real life is not clean. Real life traders, they might act like it's all perfect. No, you're showing the wins. There's losses. Sometimes you get a 20% loss, but guess what? When you wait, you'll get that 80% win. So it's everything's messy, you know, but it works. And as long as you remain profitable, it's beautiful. I wish we could sell every top perfectly, wick to wick, buy the bottom, sell the top, if only. That's the way it's marketed. But in reality, if you're profitable, even in crypto now, you're ahead of 99% of the entire population. So you're only seeing the winners. Just give yourself a pat on the back, and that's self-talk too. But I cannot wait for what's yet to come. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I don't know if Nath or Nath. I don't know if it's Nathan, but much love, man. Appreciate it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will catch up soon, and I'll post this recording over to Patreon shortly. Thanks, Corey. Talk soon, guys.